Yo, what up? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm gonna catch you up on my latest movie watch. Latest movie that I saw was called The Founder. So let's get straight to it. The Founder is a 2016 movie. It's rated PG-13 and it's an hour and 55 minutes. Directed by John Lee Hancock. Worked on The Blind Side and he worked on Bad Boys 2. Starred by Michael Keaton, Nick Offerman, Carroll, Lynch, Linda Cardellini, DJ Novak, Laura Dern, Kate Neeland. This movie, I finally had the opportunity to watch it, and overall I thought the movie was pretty good. It flowed really well. It really had a good introduction on seeing who's going to be involved. Seeing Michael Keaton, I have to see more of his work. Like, he was a part of Toy Story and he was a part of Cars. Seeing him in here as him playing the character Ray Kroc, the vibe I got from him was he was definitely a person that really wanted to know who this person was. At the end of the movie, they show real life clips, and then seeing who's who, I would say they did a very good job on presentation. The lines for Michael Keaton done very well, because you could see he was in a struggling position in the beginning of him just trying to be a salesperson, trying to go to all these restaurants. The lines and the way he presented it had a real good feel for that era. A lot of those responses were really straight up. A lot of people back then didn't really have an open mind to, expanding or being creative with any business. Whatever worked for them worked for them. So I really like how in this movie, and also with Michael Keaton playing Ray Kroc, I really like how in the beginning it showed where he was at and his headspace. You didn't mind following this character, and it was really cool to see the growth and see where he ended up going. And the story in general is actually insane. Really never heard about the McDonald's story, and didn't know that the McDonald's franchise or the McDonald's name came from two brothers. Very interesting to see this movie give out dope facts. It felt like a time machine type of movie, and everything else, like the props and the destination, the look of McDonald's, I would say they were really spot on and making you feel that you were there in that type of era. You see it from the movie, a lot of people in here really presented that vibe really well. So Michael Keaton did a good job. Nick Offerman, seeing his face here and there, plays one of the McDonald brothers with Carroll Lynch. So with Nick Offerman, he plays the character Dick McDonald. His presentation done well. He always gave me the vibe, like very straightforward face, but it looks hilarious. In this, he did a good job on playing a character that, had a heart feel of his company or his fast food restaurant. And I really like the vibe of Nick. I think he did a good job. Carroll Lynch, who played the brother, Mac McDonald, he had more of a character, more animated. Dick McDonald was more, a little bit calm and more of like straightforward as well. Didn't really want to negotiate too much. He was just straightforward, like, this is how we're gonna do it. Crazy how in this movie you see the feel of how that company kind of got taken away from them. Crazy development, I would say. There's other characters in this movie that Ray is meeting throughout his whole process on making this McDonald's franchise pop. The way the movie presents new characters with the flow, I would say is done really well. One thing about the movie, I would like to see how these other franchise owners ended up handling those McDonald's at the end of the movie. I'll say that's one thing about this movie they didn't really touch on too much. It just showed that when the McDonald's name ended up becoming a franchise and other owners were owning those franchises, we didn't really get to know what happened with their stores, but I would assume like they ended up doing okay. Other characters didn't feel very extra. It felt really like you needed those characters to feel the overall story. So the movie did good on placements. The movie did good on presentation, on new settings. I like how the movie placed Ray in many positions of like before a building was built, before he was in a meeting, when he's in a meeting, and when buildings are being actually built, from the blueprint. So the movie did really good on location wise. Presentation wise was really eye-catching in my eyes. Seeing a lot of stuff from back then really was eye-catching for me. All the characters in here flowed very well. I like how the movie did a good storytelling vibe, a unique story in the sense that like I didn't even know that McDonald's was first started by two brothers. The way McDonald's started was something I didn't even know about, so that was dope to know. The camera direction was done really well, and the way they filmed it, I would say on point. They knew how to place the camera in every angle that they were going for. Could feel a lot of emotions and sense of like, when a moment's gonna get hot. There's many moments between Ray and his wife throughout this whole movie where you could see where in the beginning with camera direction, you could see how they were together, and then throughout this whole process you could see them fading apart. Like I said, I don't know too much about the whole McDonald's thing, but watching the movie, I'll say did okay on presenting what happened and the whole story about how these other McDonald's end up becoming like the #1 fast food restaurant. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. Very interesting, and I enjoy movies like this. This movie shows like a lot of small detail if you really catch it. So this movie, like I said, the lines were great on presenting a person who's on a mission, like an entrepreneur basically. And if there's more to this movie I didn't know about, I'm always down to like learn and figure it out. I think the soundtrack was dope as well. When Ray's getting McDonald's for the first time, I thought that was dope. Everything else was presentable. Even the burgers, how they were making it. If they're watching The Founder out of 10, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie The Founder. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.